Hey everybody, and welcome back. I'm your host Kushan, and today I'm going to be playing Flashpoint Campaign's Germany Reforged, which is the newly released expansion for Flashpoint Campaign's Red Storm. Now, this is an expansion, so it does require the original game, and Germany Reforged actually basically redoes a lot of the scenarios from the original Flashpoint Germany in the new Flashpoint Campaigns Red Storm engine. And Flashpoint Campaigns is probably, I mean, I'd never played the original Flashpoint Germany, but I really do like Flashpoint Campaigns. I just don't get a chance to play it as much as I should. So let's get started. So here's the list of the Germany Reforged scenarios. Now there are a bunch of alternative and extra scenarios in here. So today I was kind of looking through this list earlier. I've actually been sick this week, so I haven't had a chance to mess around with this as much as I really wanted to. But today I think I'm going to start out here with a few good choppers. Alright, let's turn enemy units markers off so we actually have Fog of War. And I'll leave all of this on. Alright, so my orders. By the third day of the war, the Soviet formations have made good progress and were still falling short of their initial projections. Nordenfurt fell to the Soviets after a sharp battle with the elements of the 3rd Armored Division the day before. However, the town was held long enough for the survivors of the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment to withdraw back into friendly lines. The morning of May 9th found the Soviet 28th Guards Tank Regiment of the 27th Motor Guards Rifle Division assembled southeast of the town of Westenbroek with orders to occupy Westenbroek. They only needed units in position to counter the 20th Guards. Movements were remaining helicopters of the 4th Squadron 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment. Knowing that that they would be unable to stop the Soviets from occupying the town, they were given orders to attack and do as much damage as possible. So, my orders: NATO forces are defending in all sectors. Warsaw forces have broken through in several locations and are attempting to push reinforcements through these gaps into NATO defenses. One such breakthrough has been observed in the vicinity of Offenhausen and Hayen. Alright, so we have elements of 27th Guards Motor Rifle. Unit is stationary at the moment but appears to be organizing for an attack north-northwest. It appears that the enemy objective will be the town of Westenbroek. Enemy morale appears to be high. The weather: clear visibility up to 5,000 meters. Will continue through the next 12 hours. High temperature of 88 degrees this afternoon. Could delete heat issues for units assuming MOP. There's a 20% chance of thunderstorms this afternoon. Wind is out of the northwest at 10 miles per hour. So my mission: 4th Squadron 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment will conduct attack helicopter attacks. I think that should be against enemy forces vicinity Offenhausen-Hagen to Westenbroek and attempt to disrupt enemy plans. There are no other friendly forces in position to confront the enemy forces. So fire support is the 132 Field Artillery Battalion and one flight of A-10s for close air support. So now, for those that have never actually played this before, Flashpoint Campaigns is actually very unique in that it has a variations in the order loop. For instance, right now my American orders are 23 minutes. So once I hit start, for the next 23 minutes after that, I can't give orders. So and your orders are actually pretty limited to basically just movement and engagements. You can't actually order, other than field artillery, which you can tell to target a specific hex. I can't actually give like my attack choppers orders to attack a specific unit. I can place them and they will fire all on their own. So let's look at the map here. So units are probably, per the briefing, enemy units are probably over here and are planning on going northwest. So I'm assuming they're going to come up, probably, stick close to the N47 here and probably approach the town from the south. So this is the objective. You can see the 8,000 victory point. So I want to ambush them as best I can. As the briefing said, I can't actually hold the town, but I can attrit them. So what I'm going to do is probably put my choppers in a rough line along these hills over here. So let's get so this is my HQ unit, a veteran recce section. I got to remember, it has been a while since I've actually last played this. All right, so shift. Okay, control selects multiple units, or I can. There we go. Gotta remember how to multi-select units, but I don't want to select that anyway. I want to select the Kiowa group here, and I want to give it. And they're different. So assault will actually move to a location and then basically hold. If I remember, move deliberate will move, but they'll engage when they move. I think move hasty, they'll just fly directly to wherever waypoint you give them, or move to whatever waypoint, but they won't engage. I can't quite remember the different move, but I want to move this in a deliberate, and I'm going to have this group here basically watch this road to make sure that no units try to sweep down in this direction. They probably shouldn't. Oh, I'm actually in my this is my pre-orders turn, so I can actually move units. I should hit start. There we go. Now I can give orders. Oops. I guess I should have finished giving orders. So as you can see, for the next 13 minutes, my lone helicopter is going to be the only unit out there. Alright, so that phase is over. So my next order loop will be 22 minutes. So now that, hopefully now I won't screw this up, we'll have this unit. Move deliberate there. Oh, helps if I hit the right key. And so then this unit here is a veteran platoon of Cobra attack choppers. So move in assault formation. Now I think, if I recall, units actually will take cover behind hills and then pop up and fire. But I could be wrong about that. So this is an Apache section. Move it in assault mode up there. And we'll get my scout out. All right, so this is another Apache section. Now each hex, I believe, is 500 meters or 100 meters. I can't remember the actual scale of the map here. We're going to send that unit kind of down south there. All right, so another Cobra section. And what else do I have in this hex? I have another Kiowa section. So we'll send this one to watch over the town from the north. Send these Cobras over to here. All right, so that should be all the orders, and this is my headquarters section, so I have to keep it within range of most of my units to get the bonus. And make sure that my units will actually, if your units actually get too far away from their headquarters, they'll actually stop responding, and you won't get actual control over them if I remember things correctly. All right, so 22 minutes. So we are getting some hints of Soviet movements over here. Now, while I am an okay virtual admiral, I'm an absolute terrible virtual general, so I am probably just going to lose. I would not be surprised if I lost my entire squadron here. Can't like just all the experiences I've had with this game of like not being able to issue orders and having like a tank column like come out of nowhere. I remember when this game was first released. Game resolution phase is over. I remember when this game was first released. I can't remember what scenario it was, but I had a basically what amounted to an engineering battalion that held off like the main push of the Soviet army, just long enough for my reinforcements to move up there from another section of the battlefield, and it was one of those close nail biting calls that just. All right, so we are getting some units. So we got a air defense platoon of SA-8 Geckos. So I probably do not want my Kiowa over here. So I'm going to have him pull back a little and then loop up. Actually, no. I'm going to redo that order. I still need something. Since there's no actual objectives down this way, the AI shouldn't, in theory, come this way, but I am actually going to undo that order and just move this unit back. So at least I have some eyes on this road. I have seen the AI do some not come up the way it was expected to on occasion, so it's probably the best thing to do. Now you do get a penalty in this game. If you try to issue, too many random orders, units won't always obey, basically at the first, when you first give it, if I give this unit, say, a move order now, there's a chance it may not actually get that order until maybe basically two order loops further on. So it really kind of punishes you for if you try to micromanage too much. Now, since I do know about that SA-8, I need to be a little careful. Speaking of micromanagement, I am actually gonna give new orders to my Kiowas and not move them so far forward. But I like the rest of those. They're still moving. Guess I should probably look into that air support and that field artillery. You can kind of see the Soviet units flashing in and out as I get a contact with it, and then I lose the contact with it. Alright, so we do have some sightings on some tanks. Alright, so my units have started to engage. My Apaches over here. A suspected enemy headquarters have been located. Oh, I missed that. Alright, so my field artillery is actually under staff control, so it will I don't have to give my field artillery manual orders. It will do so on its own. At 3630, a high priority prize is requested and submitted to the Fire Support Control Center. So I'm assuming that's this hex over here in the bottom right where my mouse is. You can actually see little red flags appearing, which means I am getting hits. And that's really what you want to go for. You really want to go for enemy HQ units. And it looks like my Kiowas might. Alright, so my Kiowas did get a hit with a artillery barrage, but they seem to have avoided it. Now they have taken the town. You can see from the red. I'm going to move this unit farther forward. All right, so there's my HQ unit. You do want to, like, if I actually had on-map artillery, you would definitely want to, especially same with the headquarters, that you definitely want to move them. You don't want to leave them just sitting in the same hex for too long, because the AI will get pop-ups just like the one I got saying, headquarters located here, which could be accurate, could not be accurate. The unit may have moved, or it could not have been there at all. All right, so let's move up that gunship. Move those ones a little closer. So they do have an SA-8 that just seems to be sitting there, and then there's a artillery battalion. So that's their support elements, it looks like. And other than that, I actually think I'm So see, like this unit, I actually gave it orders to move to this hex, 2 turns ago, and it's just now getting the order to actually move there. All right, so we'll leave the Apaches where they're at. Have this unit kind of pop up, take a look at the town. You can see my order length, my order loop is going up. It's now up to 27 minutes. Alright, so looks like their artillery is actually hitting one of my Kiowas. But so far it doesn't look like they're actually hitting anything. My artillery is still bombarding Hex 3630. Alright, so the SAM launchers are firing. Oh, I lost one of my Kiowas. Unit counter just went down to 2. Or 1. Alright, so that is a lot of tanks. We got a couple of enemy SAM launchers. I would be reading from the resolution log down here, but it moves way too quickly at times to keep track of it all. Alright, so I am starting to get some hits. I only have 2.5 hours left of this. Alright, so now that I know that their tanks are nicely lined up, artillery's taking a hit. Looks like I just wiped out their artillery unit over here. It's good. Doesn't look like my... Alright, lost a Cobra. 3 minutes left to go. Doesn't look like my units are actually hitting all that much. Yeah, that Cobra platoon is being hit pretty hard. Again, I wonder if I should have just kept my units all grouped up and moved basically everything up in this direction rather than spreading them out. They moved a lot quicker than I thought they would. Yeah, knowledge of hindsight. That Cobra unit took a lot of hits, though. It's down to one Cobra out of this entire unit is still up. I wonder why my unspotted. I wonder why this Apache unit didn't really engage all that much. Wonder if he's just out of range. Alright. Since we know where there's really nothing left down here, we'll leave that kilo where it's at. Keep an eye on those forces. We're going to move this Kiowa unit up closer. Should definitely move my headquarters unit. And that one's kind of retreated, taken a hit. Prefer standoff 7 hexes. All right. I think that's it. Now I got a 33-minute loop. And I really just need to go all out here. I wonder if I'm getting any kills and I'm just not registering it, because it doesn't look like any units are actually being depleted here. Other than that artillery unit down here in the southeast that my artillery got. Yeah, see, even my... Alright, so that enemy artillery, or that enemy HQ still hasn't moved. Finally destroyed that artillery unit. There's my A-10s coming in. It should be noted that fighters and fighter bombers in this aren't handled like choppers. They're basically like an off-map support. They act pretty much like artillery. You basically tell them, which hexes to target. They fly in, and then they have a cooldown. And then, like off-map artillery, they'll also fire. They'll also fire on. They'll also go on their own if you don't give them specific orders. That enemy HQ unit doesn't seem to have moved at all. Go Apaches. Definitely see how much more capable the Apache is than the Cobras. Just took out whatever this APC unit that was in this hex. Engaging some T-80s now.